The brand new entry in the Mario Kart series, Mario Kart World, has recently released, and so far the game is great. While I've been enjoying the game a good bit, I think it's a little too early to make a full-on review on the game as it's only been out for a little over a week now. So I figured while I continue getting used to the game and forming my official thoughts on the game before making a full-on review, why not go in and review each of the tracks based on how much I like them and just how good of tracks they are. Obviously, as you can tell by the title, today we're going to be talking about Mario Bros. Circuit. This is the first track in the Mushroom Cup of the game, and it's a good chance that this is going to be the first track that you play, so I figured it would only make sense to start off with that track as it acts as an introduction to the game. With that being said though, I'm the biggest nub on YouTube, Christendo, and if you enjoyed this video, make sure you like it and subscribe to the channel as it helps me out a ton. We're so close to hitting 5,000 subscribers on the channel, we're just under 500 away, so your subscription can help me get one step closer to this goal. While you're at it, if you want to talk to me and others about all things Nintendo, consider joining the Chris Discord server. The link is down in the description. Now when it comes to covering these tracks, there's 3 different categories I'm going to be going over. I'm going to be covering the track layout and my thoughts on it, the visuals and atmosphere of the track, so how it looks, how unique is it, etc., as well as the music. Does it fit the theme of the track? Is it good? Those are the things I'll be covering when I talk about the tracks. On top of that, it is important to note that when I'm talking about the tracks, I'm going to be talking about their 3-lap variants in the versus mode, so we're not going to be talking about the intermissions in between tracks, just the main layout of the track. With that established though, let's first start off with the track layout. So to kind of give an idea of what you're going to be going into with Mario Bros. Circuit, I'm going to do a breakdown on the layout of the track before I give my thoughts on it. So the track starts off with a U-turn, and there's an off-road mushroom cut hidden behind some tires that leads you to a rail that you could drive on to cut some of the turn. After that U-turn, the following area acts as an introduction to the rail grinding, as on that turn there are rails on both the left and right sides, and after the rails there's a small wall segment that you can use to learn how to wall jump. Afterwards, the track leads into a circle and there's 2 different paths leading to the end. There's the main road path where there's more rails to drive on, and an off-road mushroom cut to cut the last turn, and then there's the side path to the right that has some jumps and a glider ramp to fly to the top of a building and then to the finish line, as well as a rail segment that takes you through the audience stand that allows you to collect some coins. That's all there really is for this track because again, at the end of the day, this is a Mushroom Cup track, let alone the first track in the entire game. While it is simple though, I think that Mario Bros. Circuit does a good job introducing the player to the game, as well as introducing them to the new mechanics of the game, such as rail grinding and wall jumping. Now that we covered the layout, let's talk about the visuals and the atmosphere of this track. Rather than this track going with the generic grassy look that other first tracks and just other circuit tracks in the series goes for, this one goes for a more western aesthetic. Because of this, the road has kind of a dusty sandy texture on it, which makes it visually distinct compared to other roads throughout the game. And let me tell you, there's a lot of roads in this game. We might as well talk about the starting banner as well. And with this one, the Mario Kart logo is curved with red text on a black background with the outside of the side being green. And under it is the text Mario Bros. Circuit to signify what track you're playing on. And this text is in cursive and the sign is being held by white pipe frame. And with the aesthetic that this track is going for, I think that this fits well. Honestly, at first, this track reminds me of Radiator Springs from Cars. And thanks to it kind of tickling that nostalgia bone as well as having a different appearance than other circuit tracks that come before it, I think that Mario Bros. Circuit stands out compared to the other circuit tracks in the series. Now lastly, let's talk about the music. The music has that normal Mario Kart jazz that you come to expect, but there's also the addition of a harmonica at parts to fit the vibe of the track. And just like most Mario Kart songs, this track has high energy and gets you in a racing mood and just sounds really good, as well as having the first track vibe that hypes you up for the rest of the game. Honestly, you'll probably come to realize as we talk about more tracks later down the line, I really love the soundtrack of this game. I think that most of, if not all the tracks have great music, so Mario Bros. Circuit is not an exception. Now before we finish off, I just want to kind of summarize my thoughts and give a more cohesive look at my opinions on this track. I think that the track, while simple in nature, does a good job at introducing the players to the game and introducing the game's new gimmicks, as well as also providing more experienced players areas to perform time savers with split paths and shortcuts throughout. This track is also visually distinct when compared to other first tracks in the series thanks to its western theme, and the music greatly helps improve upon this with its lively jazzy theme incorporating western type instruments throughout like harmonicas. All in all, I think that this is a good first track to the game as well as a solid track on its own. I think that Mario Bros. Circuit is a B tier track. It's a solid enough track on its own, but I don't think it does anything too crazy to put it in one of the higher tiers. But with that, that's my thoughts on Mario Bros. Circuit. What do you think about the track though? Did you like it? Did you not like it? Are you in between? Let me know down in the comments. I think that with this series, we're going to go in order of when the tracks appear in the game based on what cup they're in. So that means next up is Crown City. And that one's going to be really interesting as it actually has different variants for each of the laps. So stay tuned for that one. With that being said though, that's all I have for this video. But if you want to see another video by me, there's a video on screen now where I give my first thoughts on Nintendo Switch 2 Welcome Tour. And I think you'll enjoy that one. With that being said though, I'm the biggest nub on YouTube, Christendo, signing off. And as always, goodbye, Nub Nation.